Hey everybody, HD Shaves here. I'm back for another video. Today, to talk to you about a new soap and a new brush, to me at least. Let's start with the soap, huh? So one of the oldest artisans in the shaving community, Mike's Natural Soaps. If you've been around, well, for any amount of time really, you probably know about Mike and his path making soaps. I think he's been doing this now for almost 10 years. And as you can see with this plastic tub lid here, this is their new packaging. They used to put the soap in tin jars with like a paper label, but Mike has since upgraded to the more traditional plastic tub, and I think a very nice sort of reflective label here. And I really like the simplistic look of this label. Just it's monochromatic, and I like the mallard. I would assume that's a mallard. And yeah, as you can see here, handmade in Portland, Oregon. He used to originally make it when he was in Brooklyn, and then he moved to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and now I think he's in Portland as of a couple years ago. So that's the brand history part of it. And to talk about the ingredients now, as you can see here on the label, it tells you it's a tallow, lanolin, and cocoa butter shaving soap. So there is tallow in this, and I think when Mike started making the soap, maybe the components like lanolin, cocoa butter, shea butter, which is also in this formula, maybe weren't as widespread as they are now. But to me, I really like the fatty feel of this soap from the butters, and I think there's avocado oil in this too. All those ingredients make for a very kind of rich feeling lather, and it does stay quite dense during the shaving process. So we'll be shaving with this today. This is the Hungarian Lavender scent, which is, according to his website, just a Hungarian lavender essential oil that he found to put into the soap. It's fairly lightly scented, but I think it's a really nice lavender scent, and if you're a lavender fan, it's worth checking out. The other new item to me, which I have letting some water out here, is this Declaration Grooming B6 knot in a Dogwood Handcrafts hybrid handle, as they call it. Just letting some water up. Yeah, I've been kind of going through my trying out dense high-end badger phase, and I think this is going to be the last one of my testing period, and then I'm probably going to go back to synthetics for a little bit. But yeah, this brush is super soft, super dense, no scritch at all, a little bit of scrub, because this is a little bit less backbone than some of the other Declaration batches. But yeah, just a really nice brush, and it's, even if you're not a badger fan, I think you would like using this brush, and you could at least sort of see its merits. So yeah, that's sort of the new items today. We're going to be using the Karve Christopher Bradley razor. I just love that thing. I have no reason to use anything else at this point. And yeah, I'm gonna load up the brush and then come back to do my face lather, okay? So this is what we're gonna start with here on the brush. Due to the high density of this knot, and also the fact that the Mike soap is a fairly firm soap, I actually have it as a puck, as like a replacement puck just in a tub. And because of those two variables of the high density badger, but the firm soap, I found it really difficult to overload this soap. So, I mean, I loaded for, I don't know, a minute and a half or something. And so hopefully this is enough. Again, I've been trying to dial it in a little bit this week. And so we'll see how this goes. All right, here we go. All right, so that's what we got. We quickly went from too dry to arguably too wet there. But with this soap, I found that the second and third pass will sometimes, the lather will kind of come together a bit better than on the first. So I'm gonna start with this and we'll see how it goes. So first pass with the grain. Okay, nice first pass there. Let's lather up for pass number 2. Second pass, cross grain. All right, good second pass. The lather was a bit more slick and slippery on that pass, which is more desirable, and I think the third pass will be like that too. So we do a rinse and then get ready for the last pass. Okay, third pass against the grain, mostly. All right, so after a couple touch-ups there, I think we got a pretty good shave. I'm gonna rinse and then talk about post-shave. Post-shave for today, as usual, is the Zingari Unscented Balm. As I just said in my last video, this is my absolute favorite aftershave product. And I've been trying just going with one spritz here of the balm, so that's that much. And I found that it actually works quite well. What I mean is you don't need 2 spritzes even. Because of the way this stuff spreads around, it has good coverage. Like if you were going to talk about a shaving knot or something, you say it has good coverage. I would say that this balm has good coverage. So yeah, it's been a nice thing to pair with the mics this week. And so yeah, final thoughts, Mike's Natural Soaps. While I very much appreciate the novelty of this soap and the fact that it is so historic in the artisan wet shaving community, if you could call it that, it definitely has a couple qualities that I don't experience when I use a more updated, modern, top-tier soap base like Milk Steak by Decoration Grooming or Sego by Zingari. Yeah, I do find it to be a little bit drying, and so it would be difficult for me not to use a post-shave product with this. And just beyond that, it is a little bit finicky to use, much more so than something like Milk Steak or Sierra again. So it's been fun to use mics, and I'll definitely come back to it in the future. But there's so much good stuff out there nowadays that I think if you're looking for the best performing base, you might look elsewhere. If there's a scent that you particularly like in mics, then of course, power to you, go ahead and use it. And again, I'm certainly gonna use this again in the future, but this has been kind of my trial week with the mic, so to speak, and those are my thoughts after that. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and look forward to using some synthetic brushes here in the future. I have a whole slew of synthetic knots that I need to get through trying. So expect to see one of those in the upcoming video, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.